Good afternoon, heroes. Welcome back to Think About Comics. Me and Haddock, we just went over to the comic book store, picked up some purchases. Oh yeah, we got some nice comics. I got a couple figurines. We went hard. So, like to start off with saying, hey, thank y'all for coming out today. You didn't have to, but you chose to, and for that I appreciate you. First title I think we're gonna go with.
What's your most anticipated title that you
Oh,
got?
Powers of X. Yes. Issue number The Beautiful Four. Yes. So I am in great anticipation to read this. Of course, it's got my man Xavier on the cover. It's got some fallen soldiers. You know what I'm saying? Jean Grey, Cyclops, Wolverine. We knew Angel. We knew they went down last episode, yo. It was over. So this, I'm hoping he just turning it up. What you think?
I think they gotta do something. I mean, they just axed the main roster of the team, the characters that we all know. So that's definitely a pull for me. I mean, I ended up getting the variant and the original copy. So yeah. So what else?
Okay, so that. I got that. I got this long shot here called Noble. It's from Catalyst Prime. Lion Forge is, I guess, the company. Lion Forge.
I haven't heard of him.
I haven't heard of me, but I like the cover look cool. You know,
he's got like an Iron Man Power Ranger thing going on.
Yes, he does. Looks pretty strong. It's saying 2017 on it, but I saw some copies from later. So I'm just going to dive into this and give y'all a street review and see how we roll. The art looks wonderful. I mean, it looks like he's going to be doing some more wild stuff. So
yeah, the art does look really, really good. Who drew that?
It's written by Brandon Thomas, penciled by Jamal Engel, inked by Robin Riggins, lettered by Sanda Tafora, and colored by Sony Color.
Yeah, it reminds me of like what like The Boys looks like. And it reminds me of a lot of like the Garth Ennis, Punisher Max from what the art looks like.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like it's definitely a put together book. I mean, it's definitely something you really look at. It's definitely an independent book.
Oh yeah, definitely independent. So I'm gonna try to rock this. I'm gonna give y'all a good review. I promise. You know, if it's crazy, you know I'm gonna say it's crazy. Got the Immortal Hulk director's cut number 3. Yeah. All right. So I don't know what my man gonna be doing, but I guarantee you gonna be beating up somebody really bad. Somebody gonna get badly beaten in this book. So I'm gonna see how crazy things get, and I'm seeing the feature point of view.
Yeah, you're getting some extra pencil art.
Getting some extra pencil art. Yo, I'm telling you, this looks pretty exciting. I mean, we got some dance in here. Hey, look, I'm all in. I'm all in on that. And I got Wonder Woman number 78. I cannot tell you the last time I read a Wonder Woman book.
I stopped reading it. I just felt like I was getting too much stuff when the Rebirth first started. Like in the early, like I think I followed it up to like issue 1. I want to say like 15,
really?
18. The art was fantastic. The story moved pretty good. I was getting that in the Green Arrow. Like the early issues of Green Arrow were fantastic.
Yeah. Well, here's my thing. I in the comic in the store, I was like, I need to get more down with the Trinity. So if I'm gonna get a Batman, I need to get a Wonder Woman, and I'm gonna get the Superman because I need to really strengthen my understanding.
Get some more characters in the DC universe than just Batman and Superman.
Yeah, and hopefully they push me and they introduce me to a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm going up through back issues of certain things, and it's. I still need to get caught up. Make sure I stay.
She's had some good runs lately. I mean, her New 52 run really wasn't that bad. I've heard a lot of great things on it. I just never got a chance to read it. But yeah, I mean, isn't that everything you got?
And of course, Batman City of Bane.
Yeah, that's going to be a definite pull for a lot of people, just because of what happened to Alfred in the last issue. I mean, there's so many pieces of the Bat family. Everybody's scattered. Everyone's trying to find their way back to Gotham, especially Batman. Mm-hmm. So it's like that's a book that I think is going to sell out really, really fast if you don't get it right away, like we did. Unless it's already on a pull list, like we have it.
Yeah.
It's going to be gone, definitely. That and the X-Men book. Those things are just going.
Get to your store today.
So, let me go over. I got one Image title. It's called Trees, Three Fates by Warren Ellis and Jason Howard. Yeah, I don't know. I looked inside the art. The art looked pretty cool. It's pretty much like a murder mystery. These like trees fall out of the sky, and they end up finding a dead body near one of them. So it's kind of, I don't know, something new. It's a new number one. It's Image. Why not? I always like trying their new number ones.
Okay.
So that's the only independent I got.
All right.
I picked up the Leviathan event. Leviathan issue 4 is a series I've been following all the way through Action. Okay. And its own, it's the murder mystery. The thing I really like about this is we get to see characters that we usually don't see in the limelight, especially Green Arrow. He got his series axed earlier in the year. The Question, we haven't seen him in a series for a very, very long time. He's a prominent figure in this. Yeah. We get to see Lois Lane out of the Damsel in Distress role. Her own spinoff series is really, really good too as well. So we get to see some characters, and of course Batman's in it because you have to have a main character to sell it. But I'm really, really curious to see. DC's got a lot of stuff going on. Doomsday Clock, this, and what's the other one? The Year of the Villain. So there's a lot of events, and I'm kind of curious to see how all of them tie up and wrap up in the end. I also have the Batman 78. Oh yeah. The book that a DC book that I don't think gets enough credit is the Flash. I think they're doing a really lot of interesting things with the different, the Sage Force, Strength Force, and the Still Force. So they're highlighting a lot of different abilities that other people are getting. There's not just the Speed Force; they're all intertwined with each other, and we're getting to see a lot of characters get high points. I know with Lex Luthor going around and powering up all the rogues through the Year of the Villain, we saw that a lot in the last issue with the Captain Cold, Heatwave, all of them getting powered up, and the last issue left us where one of the guy with the Sage Force started controlling some of the other force poweries, and he kind of left Flash and them hanging in the dust. So this was a book that I'm pretty excited to read. Okay, I'm there. My last book from DC, this actually came out last week. I actually missed it. I had to call and have them hold it. It's Legion of Superheroes of the Millennium. If you've been reading Superman, which few people probably have, except the diehards out there, DC is bringing back the Legion of Superheroes in I think one of the interesting ways possible. They're trying to bring in Superman's son to have them come in the future and be a part of the team. And I'm not so sure what's going on here. From what I was reading in the Superman book, that somebody's trying to go back in time to do something. That's usually the case with the Legion of Superheroes. So this is a little pricey, $5 book, but if you love Legion of Superheroes, I think they define what comics are. They're hokey, they're fun, they're goofy, they're just laughable characters.
And they got the rings, right?
Yep, they have the rings. The Legion rings that let them go back in time. So for me, if you're a goofy comic book guy, you like some of the old stuff, definitely something to check out. Next brings me to my Marvel pool. I have The Amazing Spider-Man, issue 29. Yes. Now, this is a series I've said in the past really hasn't found its tempo. Okay. But they wrapped up the last storyline. I think this might be the filler, because I know next month is the Absolute Carnage tie-in. Oh, good. So I'm really curious to see. I know they're doing a lot of stuff with Mary Jane Watson. They're bringing her into a better character development phase of the series. We're seeing, Spider-Man starting to get back to his old self. I mean, he went from billionaire to broke. Now he's a roommate. So there have been a lot of changes in the web slinger's lifestyle. So hopefully this book kind of gets us ready for Absolute Carnage and kind of not just moves that story around, but moves the main series along too. Next is a series from Marvel that I really feel a lot of people don't read or are not talking about. Ooh. Big Daredevil fan. I'm trying not to be biased on this, but this is something that I think a lot of people will like, especially if you've liked the TV show. It's pretty grounded in a lot of ways. We're seeing Matt Murdock, he's beaten and he's bruised and he doesn't want to be Daredevil anymore. He's kind of given up, and he's slowly realizing that, the world needs him, and, Hell's Kitchen needs him. And last issue left us off with Elektra standing over him, so this is where that issue picks up. Big Elektra fan, kind of hyped to read this one, so definitely. So let's go into the not Maximum Carnage, Absolute Carnage tie-ins. I have Venom 18. So we have
Symbiotes.
The Reed Richards from the Ultimate. He's carried over. We're gonna see how he deals with Eddie Brock's son, where it picks off. I hope we get to see more characters bring in, because on all these covers and all these advertisements, we're seeing The Thing, Wolverine, Captain America, and we haven't really seen those other characters except Deadpool, Venom, Reed Richards. Who else have we dealt with? Ghost Rider. I didn't pick that one up for $4. I'm not a Ghost Rider fan. Who else? I don't know. We've been promised a lot of big names, and I think the biggest name we've seen is we had the character come back from space. The space symbiote. So hopefully this moves along. The other one is Absolute Carnage versus Deadpool 2. The other one saw the Merc with the Mount retreating. So hopefully he can link up with the other heroes and see where they all end up going. Like I said, you don't really need to read the tie-ins. I know I stressed that in the last video I did on Absolute Carnage. You can just pretty much read the main storyline, and these are kind of like fillers, and they show you a more in-depth look of the character will say, I had to deal with Carnage back there. Well, this book talks about back there. So this was really everything we got. Couple of things. What else did we see up there?
Oh man, we saw new Avengers. What was it? I think it was Scarlet Witch. Looked like she had her own book or something. No, not Scarlet Witch. It was a Fantastic Four. It was the Invisible Woman.
Yeah, she's having her own single book. I haven't read it yet. I think Dan Slott has turned me off kind of with the Fantastic Four. They came back. I was reading it pretty heavily. Big Fantastic Four fan. If you've seen it in the last videos that I've done, so I don't know. I just think the FF they've been too far out of it, and now they're bringing them back, and I feel like they're forcing them into different roles. I picked up Fantastic Four 12 and 13, which had the Hulk fight, the Immortal Hulk fight thing. I thought those two issues were really good, but then it's going to go back to the same old stuff. But I mean that's really it. We'll come back with a video on the stuff that we read, and definitely some of the things we recommend. Do you want to sign us off?
Hey, look, everybody. Be good. Be happy today. Peace.
Thanks, guys.